Monday's Daily Star now, and devastating news to boy racers up and down the country, Jonathan.
Well, so I'm really annoyed by this story. So drivers who post speed camera locations on Facebook or Twitter face £1,000 fine, or even prison time. Now, it just shows here that the point isn't to get people to drive slower, it's just a way to gain revenue for the police. And if people want to share this information and warn people so they don't get tickets, they don't get fines, I think that's completely fine. We want people going slower, right? And they'll slow down if they get this information, maybe only for that short stretch of, 1 mile, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Where does this leave? You know, when you're in a car and they've got those devices that say there's a camera approaching in 10 metres or 20 metres. Are those illegal as well?
I mean, by this logic, I guess they would have to be, but all they're doing is sharing some information about trying to help people so they don't get fines, and this will cause people to slow down. I don't like stuff like this.
I didn't know that, because this article says you can be prosecuted for flashing your lights to another car to warn them. Yeah. I didn't know that.
It's outrageous.
Yeah, that is... I can't remember what the expression is.
I just yell pigs out my window if there's police there.
Along the lines of perverting the course of justice is what you'd be accused of if you flashed lights in the opposite direction. But I am such an idiot. We know I'm an idiot, and I'll give you another example, 377 example number. And it's a few years ago, and I was on my motorbike, and I was on a main road. And I was kind of going along. It was a 30 road, but the usual excuse that speeders make, which is it was early in the morning, there wasn't a car on the road, so I was probably doing about 36.
Yeah.
Naughty me. And I'm zooming along, and there's a taxi coming towards me, and he puts his hand out the window, and he starts flapping his hand out the window, like that. And I'm like, oh, you trying to troll me or something, I'm like,
what's a handshake? A fan?
I don't know. I didn't know if he was being abusive.
Right.
Maybe he wasn't a fan of my broadcasting work.
Well,
who knows?
Impossible.
Been there before. Anyway, so then what happens is I carry on. I ignore his signal because I didn't know what he was on about. And then there's a bunch of police cars there with the speed gun. And I get caught. Now, I learnt my lesson. I got the 3 points. I apologise. Is
that the international symbol for police?
I look kindly on this cabbie because I just feel that he was looking out for me. It was a sort of public-spirited thing to do. He's like, mate, the old bill around the corner, slow down.
On the other hand...
But he could be in trouble.
On the other hand, isn't there something to be said for just driving carefully anyway?
Yeah.
And actually, it maybe if we didn't know which of these cameras were active, maybe if we didn't know where we were being filmed, we might all slow down a little bit, and that would be better for us.
Speed cameras in Germany are hidden.
Right.
So that you don't know what's coming. But also, what I'm confused by in terms of the messaging here, it's very clear that speed cameras are, in this country, visible with lines on the road and a bright yellow box.
Yeah.
Yes.
So actually, the philosophy of controlling speed in this country is very overt. And you're being given the information by the local authority and by the police.
Which makes no sense why you would criminalise someone sharing it on Facebook, because it's already out there.
The way we do it in this country is say, look, there's a lot of accidents here, so slow down here, please.
Yes.
We'd like you, in an ideal world, you'd slow down everywhere, but here is absolutely key.
So this would make that illegal, wouldn't it? The people who put up that put the stripes on the road and everything, surely that's illegal.
Where does it end? That's what I ask. I mean, a month in prison, that's completely outrageous. You can get up to a month in prison for that, for letting someone...
Are you a driver yourself?
Well, do I have a licence? Do I drive? No.
You're in there. Not really. No, but I mean, why would you? With all these prosecutions, it's not worth the trouble.
Exactly.